1-year-old was defiled by the father. So I was thinking, like, if this is the father, and the girl sustained serious injuries because when the father was doing the act, he was actually scratching the girl.
Okay, so today we want to discuss a heavy topic, and a topic that is very close to my heart. That is gender-based violence. Gender-based violence is a phenomenon that people rarely talk about, but it affects so many women and girls, and it's a pandemic really, and it's very silent, and people never talk about it. So today I have my girls with me to help us just delve into the issues around sexual violence and gender-based violence as a whole, with an aim of educating you, but also just to let you know about our experiences as girls with gender-based violence. According to our statistics, 1 in 3 girls experience gender-based violence, and it's something that I think it's high time that we talk about. And this is just a beginning of so many series that we'll be talking about, and just trying to let you be aware of what is happening, and also to destigmatize the whole issues of gender-based violence. So karibuni sana. I'll start from my left. Kindly introduce yourself. You just let us know who you are, and basically your experience with gender-based violence.
Hi everyone, I'm Muriel Nyagaga. I'm a professional counselor, and I'm also a film director and an editor.
Thank you, Muriel. You can introduce yourself.
Okay, hello guys. My name is Lydia Otieno. I'm a mother of one. I did hospitality and tourism management, but currently I'm not venturing into that. I have something new coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lydia. Thank you so much, Muriel. And so today we are just ready to delve in. And so I'll start on a light note by just talking about my experience with gender-based violence. I would say that I've experienced gender-based violence the way the people that I've talked to or come across have, but it's the daily things that happen to you that you know that if I was not a woman, this would have never happened to me. So there was this time I was traveling from one town to the other. I was in the station, and then all of a sudden someone just grabbed me from somewhere, and it was at night, and I really did not know what to do. So the first thing that came to my mind was to slap the person and to proceed to move on. So when that happened, there was a lot of chaos, and some people were blaming me for doing whatever I did. And I think all of us have such similar stories, and when it happens to us, you don't even know it's gender-based violence. You just think it's a normal thing that happens to everyone, but it's not normal. We don't see men go through these things. And so maybe I would go to Lydia. What was your first experience with gender-based violence?
Okay, at first when I was in primary, I only came to realize this yesterday. Actually, when I was sitting down with my friends, we were having talks like what goes on in our lives. So I came to realize that when I was in class 6, there was this incident that was happening. So in school you have these bullies. We have teachers who really bullies us, and we don't know. And like somebody can torture you psychologically, mentally, until you are in a point where you cannot even concentrate in class. Your grades are going down and everything. And the worst thing of all, you have no one to talk to. Like if you go to the head teacher is the wild one. You cannot even approach them. So this teacher used to come to class. When he comes to class, he tells his jokes, but when you don't laugh to his jokes, he's like, oh, you feel like you are a grown up, you don't need to laugh at my jokes. If you feel that you are bigger than this place, move on, go to another class where you feel comfortable. So at the back of my mind, I knew that this was not right, but I didn't have anyone to talk to. So this teacher used to come to class, and when he finishes his lessons, he calls me. After calling me, he tells me that I need you to come to my place. You know how things are. Then I'll explain things that you don't understand. I was like, you really need me to come to my place. And My aunt, by then I used to stay with my aunt. My aunt was that mad mama. She cannot even allow you to go. Like every step you make, everybody is watching. So I came to my breaking point when I was found. I was in school, but I had done something wrong. So for the teacher was supposed to punish me, but the teacher did not punish me. What he did, he used to torture me. He pretends that he wants to take me to the deputy head teacher, but he doesn't take me there. So he was playing with my emotions. He was playing with my emotions until I broke down. I never wanted to go back to school. Then when I went back to my aunt asked me, why are you not going back to school? I had to break down, then tell her the whole story. So when I told her the whole story, she came to school and she really defended me back then. So it's when I realized that this teacher, if I didn't share with my auntie, then maybe I won't even have finished school. Yeah, and that is something that is happening. And even these government schools, we know most of the children are poor, and even when they talk these things out, people don't even pay much attention to them. So I think the government, even the parents as a whole, we should take keen interest to our kids. We get to know them, we get to learn what is happening in their lives. At least let's have a conversation. Have a conversation with these people. You know what is happening. Maybe your girl might be hurting. And it only doesn't happen to girls, it's also happening to boys outside there. But sometimes these people end up dropping out of school, and the matter is so little that you can just have a talk and things are just okay.
Thank you so much, Lydia, for that. And that is the story of so many girls, so many young women that never get to be told. And so Lydia has shared with us that her even telling someone was a big success, because it made the action to somehow go down than it used to be. And so many girls do not even know who to talk to. They don't know who to discuss these issues with. And so that brings me to Mural. I know you are a professional counselor, but I also know that you handled a lot of cases of gender-based violence in your practice, but also in your professional life. Which particular case, if you were to pinpoint one, which particular case broke you the most and that has never left your mind to date?
Thank you so much. So there is this one incident that a 4-year-old was defiled by the father. So I was thinking, if this is the father, and the girl sustained serious injuries, because when the father was doing the act, he was actually scratching the girl. And the girl was telling me that he started by inserting 1 finger, 2 fingers. So I was in the back of my mind, where is the mother? And why couldn't the girl talk? It's because of the threats that the dad was giving this girl. So that story really hurt me so much. We took it to the court, and we are almost going to get the justice, because the father is in remand, and we are keeping on track with the court session. So I hope and pray that she'll get the justice. So what made me to get so much attached to this story is that I'm also a mother of a 3-year-old son, and I was imagining my 3-year-old, because the girl was 4 years. So I was imagining my 3-year-old at his age, if he was a girl. The boy is so tiny and doesn't even know a thing. So I don't know, the threats being made to this child, the act being done on the child, it causes some serious mental breakdown. And if the child doesn't get emotional and serious psychological counseling, they might grow up having some symptoms, and they might experience suicidality or even homicidality. And these are the children who in future will even show some features of GBV, because they grow up knowing that it's normal, it was done to me, nothing happened, so this is the way of life. Yeah, so the story really touched me so much, because I'm somebody's girlfriend, and I was imagining, what if my boyfriend does this to me or to another child? So I was imagining, how about me leaving my son with a neighbor, or if he was a girl, if I left her at the neighbors, then I come back and find that the neighbor has done that to my daughter. So I was like, hey, I'm really, really emotionally drained, and my supervisor told me to go for supervision. Yeah, so I went and I had therapy. So as a counselor, you cannot go for a long-time therapy because you have to be seeing your clients as we're also being seen. So I chose interpersonal therapy, where interpersonal therapy, psychotherapy, involves working on my communication style. So how do I talk to people? Why should I suppress my emotions yet I can speak them out? So I'm encouraging all girls out there, talk to someone. Don't suppress your emotions. Speak them out, or else it will catch up with you in the future. And remember, when you're speaking it out to someone, make sure that it's a trusted person. So another thing in interpersonal psychotherapy, we work on building your support system. So the two go hand in hand. So how is your support system helping you cope with your emotions and the physical symptoms that you are expressing? Yeah, so I went for IPT, and IPT I went there for 12 weeks. So I was being done for psychotherapy for once a week, which I did so well, and the story is still here because I'm a mother. I'll still give back. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. And that is so heartbreaking. Most of the times when you hear of these stories, then the first question is, what was the girl wearing? Why was she walking at night? Why couldn't she walk with someone? Why wasn't she keeping herself safe? Which is another conversation that we'll have. Why is it that we feel the need to blame the girls and not the boys who are also perpetrators? But this point brings across the scenario of a 4-year-old. What possibly can a 4-year-old do for a father to be able to defile her? So it is not even about the girls anymore. It's about the perpetrators. And I think the blame needs to squarely lie where it's supposed to lie, so that we stop deflecting. Because when we keep on deflecting, then we keep on perpetuating the same act, because the perpetrators know that we will not answer to anything. After all, it's the girl who will be answerable. So they have the authority to continue doing what they are doing. And so that's a conversation that we will definitely have.
And excuse me, Patricia, I'm wondering, what else can we do? Like these perpetrators, what can we do? Like, is there something that should be done to them? Is there some knowledge that maybe as the organizations, as maybe these groups that are coming up, we can maybe get to teach them how they can live with their kids? Maybe something, even if it reduces, even for just 1%, the cases, we can also appreciate.
Yeah.
I don't know how we can go about it.
Yeah, and that introduces our next point. It's a very good point. How then can we make it turn around? Because these cases are here with us, and between us we've handled so many cases until it's gotten to a point that it infuriates you. It makes you so angry that this is even happening and there seems to be no action. Yeah. So Muriel, I will start with you. When someone defiles you, or when someone rapes you, or any form of gender-based violence, what is the first stop? Where should someone go first, and what is that referral pathway so that someone will be able to get justice?
So the first thing, don't ever feel ashamed. It has happened. There is nothing you can do. Like, it has happened. You have to live with it. So don't feel ashamed. Don't be scared that I'm all blood, my clothes are torn. You are good that week, and that forms part of the evidence for the police. So what you need to do, tell a trusted person, or you can walk your way to the police station, tell the police, then they'll give you a letter, take an OB number, because now you are reporting an incident, so they'll record you in the occurrence book, which will help them in the investigation. So then you go with the OB number to the hospital, and in Kisumu there is only one place that two hospitals within the CBD.
The gender-based violence recovery center.
Yes, so you can go there or any other public hospital, which I doubt will help much. So the only place that you can go is the Gender Violence Recovery Center. You tell them what really happened, so they'll always want to know what happened, where were you at that time. Then they'll take you to a room, they'll do their own investigation. So they'll check the dilation of the vagina, and don't be ashamed. This act has been done on you, so don't be scared that my vagina can't be tested. So they'll check on it. There is a maximum or a minimum diameter or circumference of the vagina. So if somebody penetrates you, the doctor will know. They have their own way of knowing. So that is always the first evidence. So the doctor will write their report that there was penetration. Then you'll go back to the police. So the police will now be the investigating officer. The police will take you to where the incident happened. Now that's the site. Then they'll start their investigation from there. So when you come back with the police, I always advise that you go back to the Gender Violence Recovery Center. Let them take you to a safe house, no matter your age. Remember, this is maybe he did it in public, maybe he came to your house. So if you go back to the same place, he can still come. Or it can even be a gang now. So I always advise that you go to a safe house, but don't put it on social media. It's something that is so touching, and you don't know how people will always react. So even if you want to share it with your friends, your family, check on the trusted person. So when you're at the safe house, just keep calm. We'll always be there to talk to you. Remember, healing takes time. And as you heal, we'll be documenting your case and doing something called case management, where we'll have our people. So I know people who will be there for you, who will always be following up with the police, the hospital, and justice delayed won't be delayed anymore. So you'll always get justice, no matter how long it takes, no matter how long it delays. Remember that we'll always walk you through that journey and get you justice and make sure that you are healed. If not 100%, at least you won't be still stigmatized. You won't be having this thing going on and beating up yourself like, why me? If I didn't do this, and with the societal norms that because I wore this short skirt, because I wore a tight thing. No, don't do that, girl. You ain't worth it. So talk to someone, only who you trust. So we'll be there with you throughout the journey, and we'll make sure that you get the justice.
Thank you so much, Muriel. And I think that really applies to everyone in Kisumu. So we'll leave Muriel's contact for anyone who would like to reach out, or you can reach out through our email. We will put the email address down below. So whenever you find a case around Kisumu area, then we'll be able to lead you to the right direction so that someone walks with you through that piece. If you're watching us outside of Kisumu or outside even of Kenya, we can always give you the pointers to what you need to do at what time and who you need to call and reach out to. So we'll put the contacts, the helplines, and everything that you need to use so that you are able to get the help. But definitely, if you're in Kisumu, don't hesitate to reach out. We will point you to the directions where help is, so that you're able to get the much needed help. Lastly, I will tackle the community. Community has been seen as the barrier to access to justice. Lydia mentioned, what are we doing when it comes to perpetrators? And you find that it's in the community that perpetrators are protected. It's in the community that you find that when someone defiles your child, then they are very ready to give you a bull or a goat. And this is someone's life that will never remain the same again. And so there is no amount of compensation that should be able to give you that satisfaction that my child was defiled, but now I have a goat. This is a life-changing scenario. And you also need to know that in Kenya, for example, sexual gender-based violence are criminal. And so criminal cases cannot then be decided within the community. They have to go through the justice process. But maybe if I come to you, Lydia, what do you think we need to do to better equip the community to know the weight of these problems? Because some of it, we look at it as it's something that is not very serious, but yet we have lives that are completely shattered. And as Muriel mentioned, there are cases that she's handled that you get to a point that you can never go back. Your life has changed forever, and even if you heal, that experience is something that you carry with you. So how can we involve the community to realize the magnitude of these cases?
Okay, first, before I go there, before I answer your question, I'd really love to share my story. Okay, because my story also results to the community. When I was 14 years old, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a mother of one. Yes, and my daughter is now 8 years old. So when I was 14, I know some of you have already guessed my age. So when I was 14, I got pregnant. And to my understanding right now, I've come to realize that I was defiant. Because by then I was
you don't have capacity
I didn't have
consent.
the capacity to consent. And I got pregnant. After getting pregnant, I'm telling you right now, nobody believed in me. Like the society looked at me like I'm an outcast. Like even the father to my child didn't even like. From the moment he realized and his family realized that I was pregnant, that was the last communication we had with them. So I remember by then I was staying with my grandma. And the grandma, I never wanted her to feel disappointed in me. So the only solution I had was to move away from home. So I went away. I won't go there now.
Yeah.
So after moving away from home, I never told my grandmother that I was pregnant. So years later, like 3 years later, it's when I went back with my baby. So people were wondering whose baby is this and everything, but they only came to realize whose baby was that. My baby belongs to the person. So I'm wondering, what if maybe as the SGBV Alliance, or maybe even the government, if they can get funds and everything, how to even teach the community, not even the community as a whole. Maybe we start with even these grandmothers, even the mothers, because we have most of the young girls, they stay with their grandmothers. And the grandmothers, they don't even know these paths, where to follow, what should be done. So I think they should be educated. I know they are old, but at least the little that they can get from the education, maybe the little, they just need the basic ones, so they know how to handle these cases. After maybe teaching the community, and also the basic grandmothers they are staying with, then also we go to the community. We get to have maybe these chief barazas. We get to and if you go to these chief barazas, you find those chiefs there, and you find most of their relatives, even them themselves, they're the perpetrators.
Yes.
And also we'll have to get to teach them. And I know it's hard to take in. And also most of the people, they might be championing for a change, and they are the main perpetrator.
Yeah.
So maybe what I think should end right now is the kangaroo court as the government. I don't think if defiling a young girl, somebody you are bailed out of it, like you are in jail, then somebody bailed you out because you. I see in the US, even in the US, if you see those, if you find somebody defiling somebody who has raped someone, their sentencing is almost the same as somebody who was murdered, and it should be that way. I hate it when you see parents, they come together with the perpetrator's family, and they stay together and they talk, and you see somebody, they tell him, give us 20,000. That's your dignity, or you're worthy of 20,000. Surely I think this is something that should be brought into our attention. Like we should treat it like urgent. It's like something of urgent, like we should act it on it right now. It should not be done tomorrow. Today.
Yes. So on that note, we are demanding for action now. Not tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow. We want action now, because so many girls have suffered, so many lives have been destroyed completely because of these menace, that we have the right at every angle. You have the right to stop it. But if you cannot do anything to stop it right now, then you are part of the problem. And so we want all of us to be part of the conversation, to be able to make sure that we realize that this is not just someone else's problem. It could catch up with you anytime. It does not come with an invite, and it is not something that you can even wish on your worst enemy. So on that note, we will end the part 1 of this broadcast, and we'll come back with Lydia and Mural for the part 2, where we will just give out and from the story of Lydia, some of the lessons learned, so that you are better equipped to raise your children who are girls, but also your girls are better equipped with information so that they learn how to say no in certain scenarios, but also they have access to information to be able to make informed choices. So tune in to our next broadcast and for the part 2 of this series. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, share with your friends, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.